Cornucopias is a cutting-edge open-world MMO set in a world where humanity has ascended from the Earth's surface and created a breathtaking new world in the sky. This fantastical realm is a system of floating islands carved from the land we once called home, now encased in radically advanced dome-shaped structures suspended high above the clouds. Each one is a futuristic marvel with its own unique environment, identity, and thriving communities. It is within these domes the epic journey begins. Here, players take control of their own personal avatar, which gives them the freedom to choose their destiny. Be immersed in vast landscapes, explore vibrant settlements, and engage in a myriad of activities such as crafting, commerce, combat, racing, and more. Welcome to a world where the sky is no longer the limit.
Hey everyone, welcome to Copi Cafe. You've got Rob Gregg here, if it's Rob, and Josh Jones, and we're here to tell you a little bit more about what's happening in Cornucopias. This is Copi Cafe, episode number 115, and obviously it's the holidays. It's the Christmas season and New Year's Eve season. So for those of you that celebrate those holidays, happy holidays to you, and Merry Christmas and all of that good stuff. If you don't celebrate those, totally get it. But we do. So here we are. Okay. So we got a lot of fun stuff coming up this episode. We're doing let me just start from the top. We got a land favorite launching that's going to be occurring pretty soon. New build highlights. So Rob and I will talk a little bit about the new build. We've got an end of the year review. So that's a lot of fun. And then of course we've got questions and a leak as well. So a lot of good stuff to discuss in the Copi Cafe episode today. But before we go any further, Rob, what are you drinking?
Well, as it's a special episode, I'm going to go for
Gandalf. Are you Gandalf, Frosty, and an elf all in one?
Sorry. I'm everything. We're only allowed to do one special, so I've just got to get everything together.
Okay, gotcha.
I've even got my Christmas socks on. Well, today I'm going for an apple juice, but it's got like a Christmassy theme.
Yeah, well, we both took the same color. I've got a bubbly, a buble.
A bubbly? Is that bubbly. 3 weeks in a row?
Huh?
Buble?
A buble?
A buble? It's funny you should say that.
I don't think I had this last week, did I?
And the week before, I think. I think the buble is the new. Can't remember. It's been long now. I've moved on. What did you use to drink?
Well, I had Waterloo for a period.
Yeah, Waterloo. Yeah, unfortunately, the Waterloo sponsorship fell through for you. So now you're doing the buble.
Yeah. There was another one that I really loved, and I'm blanking on the brand name, but I do want to get those again. Okay, well, time to switch into the real gear.
Okay.
Into the general gear. I can't wear this hat for too long.
No.
Things start to hurt. All right. You keep the beard if you want to.
It's a real beard. Just
That's completely up to you. I would imagine it's getting hot and itchy.
Ta-da! 100 years younger.
Well, you can't say we don't have some fun. Okay. So the land favoriting. You and I saw that this week. We saw a little bit of it last week. It's coming together incredibly nice. Like it looks really solid. There's a map. It's on the back end of the website, so you can log into your account, and from there you can go and favorite the land plots that you're interested in. You can look at the entire map and click on the plot, and then you'd be able to take actions from there as well. I think that they did an excellent job, and I'm excited to release it soon.
Yes, it may be released this week. It may be next week, but definitely imminent. Mr. Pink, he's done a great job on that. I've
He has.
already having seen it, I've now actually gone out and got a few more land plots.
Favorited?
Well, yeah, because
Oh, you bought a few more land plots.
because it's just what I see. I see some bits. I'm thinking, I really need that one. Oh no, I need. And then I went on because it's separated into 3 different maps. So then I went on to Solace 2. Oh, right, I need that. Yeah. Oops. That is not financial. Nobody else has to do this.
No,
just me.
I think
I'm
it's
just
great. I'm
enjoying our
probably
product.
going to do some myself, um, because I do see certain property sizes near certain locations, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I might want to
When you have
increase
that
the
zoom
number.
out version and see them,
Yeah, it's based. Yeah, so you can
so
see the
it's a web
size.
browser. It's a web
Yeah,
browser.
you can hover over it, click on it, and it'll propagate with more information for you. And ideally, assuming this works, we're going to have photos of each individual property when you click on it.
That
Obviously,
will
those would
come.
be
Yeah. That. Yeah.
programmatically handled, and I think there's some issues with that currently, I believe. But yeah, obviously, we couldn't go take, what is it, 24,000 photos. Well, we've only got Solace open. So
Yeah.
8,000 photos times 4, so 32,000 photos we would have to take. That has to be done programmatically. Um, but they're working out the kinks on that. I think it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's something that will evolve over time. Eventually, that map will become more and more interactive. It'll become up to date as people are progressing in the land, and also
Yep.
as the world and the lore evolves, we'll add more and more to it. So you'll be able to come away from the PC game and then maybe continue the journey either on desktop or web browser or mobile or I don't know. It's the start of something great.
Yes, it is. Um, it's exciting. I'm looking forward to that. Okay, coming up is the new build highlights. So uh, you're laughing, and I know why you're laughing, and I'm laughing.
Yeah.
Um, Gosh, I don't even know how to say this. Well, it's either out today or it's not out until early in the new
Well,
year.
I'm laughing because you almost said nude build.
Oh, that's why
And
you're laughing.
one of
I
the
thought you were
issues.
laughing based upon our history around
No,
this, the
no.
timing of this.
One of the issues we've had with the current build with some of the NPCs we're working on. I don't know if they'll make
Yeah,
this build. I don't think they will. Is that some of them were nude,
yeah,
so it was just a childish laugh.
yeah.
The nude
Which,
build.
which
Can you
is weird.
imagine?
Why is the clothing not popping onto them? So they're trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
Um, okay, that's good. Well, it's either coming out with this episode or it's getting pushed to like January 3rd or something
Hmm.
like that to work through a few more issues somewhere around there. Um, and then in the future with build releases, Rob and I are not allowed to announce timing of that until QA has given it the final say. So we're trying to work with our team here. Yeah. All right. The the build has Toledo City, which is
Yep.
freaking stunning. And
Amazing.
I guess yeah, we got a leak coming up later, so you'll see some of this stuff. But it's got Aero trails, it's got performance updates. So there's a lot of good stuff in this build, and yeah, we're excited to turn it over to you when we can.
Yeah, it looks amazing. It's in Toledo Valley, so it's called Toledo City. It's not the city that we have in the wiki. This is Toledo's version. It reminds me so much of Canary Wharf in London, and I know that the team have not been there, so they wouldn't have been inspired
Well,
by
I
it.
have, but
Yeah,
yeah,
we have. So it's kind of on a little bit of a river. You've got almost the financial districts. You've got all these tall buildings, but it's kind of really depressing and boring. But when you go underneath and at the back, where the Aero trails are. It's almost like a cyberpunk. There's a hidden area that you can see.
Yeah.
Activity is not there at the moment, but it will happen in the future. And there's some hidden areas in there. There's lots of things to look at. Go and have a look for a few hidden details that we won't talk about. You can go and find them yourself. But just walking around there, it's a completely different vibe to Toledo. Yeah, it's still set in, and all the artwork still works. So it's kind of like the financial area, but then this cyberpunkish area that will happen behind it, that people don't see the glam. It's all this other stuff, and it's so good.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's really very well done. So excited to release that when we can. I think we've got community question 1. Is that something you're asking?
We're going to go for that one first because it sets us up really nicely.
Okay, go for it.
So the question was from ZZ Nuclear, and he says, Josh and Rob, looking back and reflecting on 2024, what's one particularly fun moment that you have from the previous year, personally and professionally, and what are you most looking forward to in 2025? So I thought, we both thought that was such a good question that we probably spend actually a bit of time reflecting on the year, because we were going to anyway, but we might as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I guess I can start. I actually should have given more time to this question because it's a good one, but we haven't had a chance. So as quickly as I can, and this is kind of a repeat, but the people, and it's our values are so associated with people, and something that we've done really well with Cornucopias, I believe, is the community that we've built and the team that we've built, and the way that we value people and appreciate differences and work through conflicts. And, a lot of that is something that I'm really proud of, that we've all done well together, and cultivated a positive working culture where people can have fun. So that sets the context for my answer. I guess fun moment is always seeing the team and the community at these events. So consensus, getting to see you guys in person. It's just, and getting to see the fans, the people in our community, the people that are curious about, that don't know who we are, that are curious about what we're doing. So Rare Evo and consensus were 2 major highlights for me, professionally. And then on the personal side, it's also people. It's Thanksgiving. I got to spend time with family. And I'm really thankful for that. We missed my mom, of course. But then also, what's it called? My Colorado trip with the Jones side of the family. That was really special as well. So I have 2 different sides of families because my parents split when I was younger. And I have amazing brothers on both sides and amazing family members on both sides that I absolutely cherish. And so those 2 things were very special. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I think, at the start of the year, I think we had about 32 employees. So now we're just over 50. So this has actually been a really, really tough year for us. With kind of like the tail end of the bear market, it felt really, really kind of depressing at points, looking at the wider community. But I mean, we've always had our heads down inwards. So this year has gone so quick for us, and it's been a really, really enjoyable year of planning and delivering, but also frustrating because we are such a small team. We've not got as many features out as obviously we want to get out, but that next year will be completely different. But we had to build this foundation, which I think we have. And if we look at what we've achieved this year, what we've got the Solaces out, we've got a new racing track out. But Solace itself was absolutely huge. Releasing 1, 2, and 3 giant worlds, 3 8 kilometers worlds in one go. The way that the art team built those in their boxes, and then the way we organized the QA team to go through and walk, and the number of cycles, and then building that QA team up, then delivering that, and then the community going in and seeing the size of it, and then the world travel system. But then that went on to another level as we released the jetpacks, and then we almost had a whole new game within itself. That's kind of like enjoying the work side of it. But yeah, still work side of it. Like you say, the conventions that we went to, going to Austin, that was way back in April, meeting everyone for the first time, probably in about 6 or 7 months. One of my highlights of that was when we did that interview with your friend Andy. Do you remember? So it was a quiet time. You and myself, we went off to like his Airbnb that he'd booked, and we did that.
It's
there.
not my friend Andy, which is the funny part. Well, it is my friend Andy, but like
that's his channel
brand
name.
name is your friend Andy.
Yeah, your friend Andy. So we got away from the mayhem, and we had that. I remember it was raining. We couldn't find the place, but then going back into Consensus, and I met the creator of Rampage, and I was kind of a fanboy over this.
You were, man. That was funny.
That was crazy. And then we met Eric Peterson for the first time. The co-founder of Star Citizen, and that kicked off. Now he's part of our team, but that's where we met for the first time. He was based in Austin. That entire week was just incredible for so many different reasons. And then later on in August at Rare Revo, I remember sitting down for breakfast. I was kind of on my own, and I heard Crypto Crow's booming voice. And I looked over, whoa. So I went over.
In the crowd.
Yeah, I sat next to him, and it was and he is a giant. So I was sat next to him, and it was almost like being at a kid's table. His knees were up above the table. I was sat next to him. What going? It was like he was sat on a kid's seat. So having breakfast with him was amazing. And then a few days later, he surprised me when we were leaving, because he came up and gave me like a bear hug when we were at Starbucks. That was really funny. But this year has been like 100 miles an hour, and the best moments are those quiet moments. And again, when I was in Vegas, I stopped with Scruffy for a few days, and obviously I don't travel very well, and I had jet lag, and I was eventually he woke up something like 5:30 or 6 o'clock in the morning. And said, look, let's go out and find some breakfast. And that morning it was just me and Scruffy, and we just chilled and hung out, and we walked around so far in Vegas. We must have walked. I think we worked it out. We walked about 6 miles.
I remember you telling me that. That was the day that I arrived.
Yeah.
But you guys had walked a crazy amount of time. And then we had the team meeting in my hotel room that night, which felt very crowded in there, but it was great. Like
that was a proper brainstorm, And we met Copi Ball for the first time, and we were offloading some ideas that we'd been planning with the team, and they were like, "What?" And then they joined in, and it was kind of like a workshop that we'd done one a few years ago in Manchester. That's what we wanted to recreate. But we don't have enough of those special times. But then meeting the team, meeting Joshua, going out with Matt and Ben and all the team, and meeting Greg face to face, and he took me to he took me to a cowboy. I can't remember the name of this place where they were doing live music. Old Red or yeah, it was, you know, it's the quiet moments and the moments with people that is the highlight of what we're doing. I'm meeting the community, you know, that's all part of it. I know some of the community, they drove 4 or 5 hours to get to like Rare Evo, which was just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, so I guess both of our answers are very similar. It was really just people based, and if you think about it, that's also it's also one of the values of crypto. Like crypto is so about
Yeah.
empowering people, transparency with people, improving the lives of people through better monetary systems. So it's pretty cool that we're in line with these values in that way. You
Yeah,
made me think of another personal
go.
part, unless you have more to your
No,
answer.
no, go.
Okay, so I forgot about the poker tournament,
Oh yeah,
but
you were on telly.
I that's a fond memory, but that came with a value that suffered as well, because I missed a lot of the last day with
Mm-hmm.
the team as a result of that. But I had been, Rare Evo guys told me about this tournament well before. I'd been thinking about it and hoping that I could participate in it. So when the opportunity came, it was like it was bittersweet. It was bitter because I had to leave the team and miss the last final hours with you guys there. But I ended up making it to the final table and being on TV playing poker, which I did not think was going to
Yeah,
happen.
no,
Like, I mean,
we
it's a
were
big
all in that
tournament.
Mexican restaurant watching you on YouTube.
That's hilarious.
Honestly, it was
Yeah,
really surreal.
yeah. And I think I played the final table pretty well. Like, there's not anything I think looking back I would have done differently in how I played my cards. Just got a couple tough breaks that saw me out
Mm-hmm.
pretty quickly. But anyways, yeah, that was fun. Good answers. Well, that does tee up our next section quite well. Because that was kind of an evaluation of our last year, so we can look at what we accomplished
Yeah.
last year, since we're moving into 2025. Let's look at what we got done real quick, and
Okay.
feel free to interrupt me, Rob, and add any context to any of these that you want to. But I'll just
Sure.
read through this list. Rob and I did this list about 15 minutes, an hour prior to
Our
this.
usual prep
We
with
took
Copi Cafe.
we took a quick session with our roadmap and looking through some of the stuff we'd done. So this is definitely not exhaustive, and you guys, our community, might think of some other stuff that we did. Feel free to add that to the comments of the video, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. But all right, here's what we did last year. We had the node sale, and then we built some incredibly powerful node tech. Rob already alluded to Greg. He came on as the one building it. So that tech is working now, and it's in the hands of node holders. We're scaling it up gradually, but that's a huge deal. It went from your proof of concept to the sale to actually building commercial grade node
Yeah,
software
Greg
tech.
really knocked it out of the park. He
He
reimagined
did.
the architecture, and
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, you know, at the time when it was envisioned, I thought, you know, this is good on Windows. We'll try and get it on others, but I mean, Greg's got it working on Windows, Linux, Mac, and Raspberry Pi, and it's so much better. So
I,
he's done such a good job, and that will go live next year. So that's an incredible turnaround.
Yeah, I completely agree. That is an incredible turnaround, and it's invaluable tech, and should be able to do a lot with it.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it will save us 95% of our distribution costs, which is just
Yep,
huge.
it's enormous. Paying that out in the form of the token, but
Hmm.
removing the need to pay for that with fiat.
Decentralized
So we had 7 major releases, and
game releases.
potentially 8, depending. Like, so there's either will have been 7 major releases or 8, depending upon the results
Mhm.
with the current thing that we're working on. So that's huge. That's each game release takes a ton of effort from the entire team.
Yeah.
to release it. And I don't think that in the future we will, as the team grows, I doubt we'll do as regular of releases as we did last year. I think that's doubtful, but I imagine each new release will bring so much more because it's just there's a balance of efficiency. The amount of time it takes to debug and go back and forth with the QA team and the building team to get to a state where it's ready to release, that is getting longer and longer each time because there's more and more that we're accomplishing. So then it becomes a balance of how many releases do we do if it takes that amount of time to release it. And there's a good amount of cost.
This next year has got really complex systems that are being integrated together. So not as standalone, they'd be complicated, but integrating with the wider system, it's going to be but when those releases come out, they should hit hard. And also, let's not forget, even though we're in pre-alpha, we've upgraded this system and had it live 24 hours every day last year. It's been over probably about 1.5 years now that the system has been live.
Yeah. So we won't talk through each of the major releases, but we'll talk about some of the other items that came in those releases along the way. There's the inventory system. We brought that into play. There's the leaderboards. Leaderboards came in. AI summaries in the wiki. That's not from a build, but there's that. There's the purple track that we added. Solace. This is a huge one. We should probably talk about it a little more. Solace 1, 2, and 3 in the world travel loop. That is a massive release. And for me, that was like, wow. So we got to showcase that at Rare Evo. But then when we released it, we're releasing it to all of you guys, and you can now travel around from Solace 1, 2, and 3 and Kalido using our world travel system. That's a game loop that exists now, which really gives you more context to the fullness of what Cornucopias is. I think that was an enormous release.
And these are foundational systems that we're talking about. The next version of that world travel system will have people flying their NFTs. That is coming now. That foundation's there. That's coming in the next build or the one after.
Yep. Huge. That's an exciting one to look forward to. We launched the Copic stake pool, which, by the way, that's still going. There's still Copi being rewarded based upon the ADA exchange, and there's a 25% bonus, I believe, on Copi. So whatever the trailing price of Copi is versus ADA over the past period of, I think it's like 7 or 8 days or something like that, or 2 weeks, they take the trailing price average and then they put a 25% Copi bonus on top of whatever that was for your staking reward. So you're sacrificing your ADA and receiving Copi. Definitely still live, so feel free to go join that if you're interested. And I think the cool thing about that is that's our way of, we don't ever want to participate in a blockchain ecosystem without adding value. And with Cardano, that's our way of also adding value to the ecosystem with the stake pools that we provide, because that's providing security, decentralization, it's participating in the ecosystem. And that's an important thing.
Yeah, and that's produced over 850 blocks.
Yeah. That's great value that we've added Cardano, and it's cool to be a part of that, especially when we're watching this chain unfold and come to maturity in this bull cycle. It's so cool to be a part of that. Did we add base chain last year, or was that just prior to
that was this year?
That was this year? Okay.
I mean, base chain itself only went live this year. We launched on base chain really quickly after.
Yeah, so we branched out to a new chain, to base chain, which is a big deal. And I think it was a good strategic move. It does present some additional tech requirements, and it takes longer to do quite a bit of things when we have to have NFTs on both chains. But it's good for exposure, because we really want to bring in as many people from Web3 as possible in 2025. So I think that was a great move, and we're getting a good start.
It was right at the start of the year, wasn't it? Because we sold the node, the file nodes was the first sale. That started in January, and that was on both Cardano and Base. So
Yep.
base was kind of launched the year before 23, but this was definitely the first. I would say maybe the first deep in
Yep.
that was sold on
Yep.
base.
Okay. Yep. Agreed. The tokenomics document, that was a big
That
deal.
was massive.
So we showed you guys kind of where we're aiming for with the Copi utility and the utility of Copi token. If you haven't read that, please go to our wiki, find the section on the tokenomics and the token utility, because it is really well done, and it shows you how important the Copi token is in this ecosystem and game, and it makes it a lot more fun. So
Yeah.
yeah, I would definitely encourage checking that out.
On that, we spoke about that for a long time. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming, and it did take a long time,
Oh my gosh.
and it was created by Philip Black, who now, like Eric, is now part of our team. When we see outstanding work, we do our best to try and
It was advised by Philip, but like
yeah,
that was, it started with Hristo.
yes,
Then we had a 30-page paper that Ben had to digest, and that we did, kind of worked
yeah,
through all of
complicated.
that to make sure that our financial concern, like the way that it's being set up, we're okay with this. And then Philip we brought in, and then it was a ton of team time, back and forth, and
Yeah,
just debating, and
yeah. When
you
we
get a
say
lot
it's
of
coming, it's
chiefs in there,
coming. Yeah, we're
huh?
not kicking the can. We're working on really complicated stuff here because on the back
Yeah.
of that, everything else launches. It has to be right.
Yeah, it does. It does. And you don't want to start off on something that crucial and then, hey, oh, sorry, we're changing the way we're doing this.
Yeah,
So I think we did a great job with that. I'm proud of it. And the whole team did. And yeah, you're right. Philip added a good amount of value to that. And it's great to bring him on the team. You mentioned Eric Peterson. We've also got Jen Donahue, who joined the team as
yeah,
well on the board of advisors. And so adding those board of advisors brought on a tremendous amount of experience in gaming, in
yeah,
game building, MMOs, all of the above. Like that, those people are invaluable resources to us that we meet with once a month. And we get to pick their brain, and they get to add value in a variety of ways, and they're excited to work with us, which
yeah.
is also cool.
That's good long-term,
Yeah,
ongoing advisors.
yeah, exactly. That is a continued commitment, and and they just bring a lot of wisdom. So
Mhm.
that's been great. Um, I can't believe I haven't said this yet, but it's one of my favorites, the jetpacks. So we launched jetpacks. That made exploring Solace
Yeah,
and Kalido so much more fun. You get around a lot easier and more quickly, and you get bird's eye view. And yeah, who doesn't want to fly around in a jetpack? Like that's something I've wanted to do in real life,
yeah.
is to try one of those things to fly.
Yeah, and we have to remember before jetpacks, we knew that we had these big open worlds that were coming, and we knew we had very little gameplay, and we had really good value out of the holocaches. We had these jump puzzles in there, and then jetpacks came out, and almost overnight, all those holocaches were like, okay, these are so easy now. They're not hard. But I think people appreciated, especially when they're in Solace, not having to walk for an hour and a half to the top of the mountain. Now you can go, because there was a lot of questions like, this world's too big. How does it work?
Yeah,
Jetpacks just made sense of all that.
yeah,
But holocaches are not going away. Holocaches will evolve.
yeah, yeah. Completely agree. That's going to evolve and improve, and all sorts of fun stuff there. We have a ton of performance updates
Yeah,
that have occurred all throughout the year. That's something that David has really driven home with the entire team, to create a culture of paying attention to the impact and the cost to performance with an MMO, because you have so much data going back and forth that you have to be really cautious of what is the cost, the performance cost, meaning that has way too many polygons. We got to get that down, or whatever it may be. There was the recent Avatar one where it was culling in too much from the frustrum or whatever.
yeah, that's
Is
right.
that the right word?
That's right.
Yeah, it's culling in too much from
Yeah,
the frustrum. That that's an inefficient. You don't need to cull in all of that amount of data, and that so we just added a whole new efficiency,
yeah. That's coming
stuff
out.
like that.
That's coming out in the post Halloween edition, and that's actually a huge update.
Yeah.
But also on the performance side, the characters they've evolved as well. The artwork has come on. We were very cartoony to begin with, but as we understood Unreal Engine more, what we could get out of it, we've moved into more of a realistic, but we're not pushing it too much. But you'll definitely see the art evolve. It looked incredible before, but now we're really understanding the Unreal Engine.
Yeah. Yep. I would also like to acknowledge that we brought on quite a few new team members, several in the artist category. We brought on Jillian, we brought on Catherine, we brought on Devin in the art side of things, Antoine on the art side as an intern. So they've done a tremendous job in helping getting Solace where it is and helping the environment and the props team. And so there's a good amount of
we have Shay in there as well. We have Joe. We have
they're not new though. They've been with us longer.
No, they've been part of the existing team.
Right. Yeah. So I was just highlighting kind of some new team, but so that has been a significant improvement. Let's see. We had the first large ship sail, the Atmos.
That is huge.
Yeah, it is.
Wait till people get to see it in game. Yeah, at the moment we've just seen like an NFT.
Yeah.
When you're stood next to it and looking up, and you'll be like, "Whoa!"
I can't wait to get the utility going for those NFT holders. By the way, it's not sold out on base, so you can still get that. I don't think it's currently up. We'll rotate that back in when the time is right. And then the Aero trails, we already mentioned that earlier. If it makes it before the end of the year, we'll see.
Yeah. But whenever that build lands, I don't think people. At the moment, people have seen 2 still images. You can't appreciate what that does for the new city and Aero trails together. Is huge for exploration, huge for gameplay. And again, is another part of the foundation of what's to come next year, especially when we start introducing crowds and quests.
Yeah, completely agree.
Oh, hey, everybody. We got Scruffy here with us for a little Copi Cafe segment. Are you ready, Scruffy?
Oh, I was born ready.
Do you want to give us a countdown, and then we'll start this thing?
Okay. Rob, you want to explain kind of what we're doing?
Yeah, we're doing the Aero trail. So there's 25 loops, and some of us have got more experience of going around these than others. As soon as we hit the first one, the timer will start.
All right. And this is a competitive race. You guys got your hats on for competitive racing. Is that, am I understanding this correct?
My hat is not on, but it is a competitive race.
Right. You took it off.
Yeah. I'm going helmet free. This is not recommended.
Oh, look, Rob's trying to get a head start. Or do we want to move the starting line? Whatever.
All right. Let's kick it off. Go for it.
So 3, 2, 1, go.
Here we go. So we gotta go.
Stop running into me.
So when you go through them, then you've got a minute to get to the next one.
Robin's racing, Josh.
Oh boy. I already messed up.
Yeah, as did I.
I got stuck under the thing.
Yep.
The overbridge.
Getting stuck under the thing is a problem.
Oh boy. So did I. This is not the normal route I take. I'm trying to take the route that the arrows show us to go.
This is not the course you're looking for.
Wait.
Oh, go on, make it. Oh my god. I ran out of steam.
All right.
So what's the tactics? You've got to find the right ledge to recharge.
Yeah, I mean, basically, there are places where you want to run so that you're still moving forward, but you're recharging. And then there are other places where you just have to wait, right? You need a full tank of gas to accomplish the next one, or the next one or two. In a lot of scenarios, if you have a full boost, you can hit this one and the next one. And that's where you really shave time off. I ran this with Kef a little while back, and we figured out a way to where you can literally just stop and wait to rest in 2 spots.
I failed. I've got to start again.
I'm sure David can run this much faster than I can.
Yeah, he would be bragging already. He'd be telling us that we need to pick it up and we're Sunday jetpack drivers, which means slow.
Kef is quite good as well. He's got the fastest time I've seen so far, but I haven't seen any of David's times yet, so I reserve the right to change my answer.
Well, I hate to confess this, but this is like my 4th run, and I have not yet gotten all 25. I got 23.
Ah, okay. Rob, how's your exploring?
You long, Scruffy. Did you finish?
I'm doing quite well.
No, I'm on 22.
Okay.
I'm in some new area. Looks very, very futuristic, all very glassy.
Keep it classy, y'all. Glassy, y'all.
Classy.
Something.
There'll be a good job for somebody to clean all these windows.
24, and boom, there's 25 complete.
Okay, well, that was a pretty special leak. Mind-blowing. Absolutely loved it. It's always good to have David on, giving more context to everything. So just to final it up and wrap up this last of the year episode of Copi Cafe, we've got a couple community questions, and then we'll say our goodbyes. But let's see here. This is from I'm So Me. I've been wondering this for a while. At the end of the video that's at the end of every Copi Cafe, there is a cowboy standing in front of a shop front that says Jackpot Mining Company. Is there a reason for this? It seems like it's hinting at something. Is it hinting at something? If it is, does it have something to do with the reflection in the glass or in the shop window?
Whoa. I mean, that's a deep question. You thought about that. It's like Alice in Wonderland, Alice through the looking glass. I mean, I'm not foreshadowing anything there either. That character is, before we had the character creator where people could create their own, we had presets. And one of the later presets was called Rattlesnake. So he is the cowboy. He had one normal eye and one robot eye, almost like the Terminator. So yes, that character was hinting at something in the future. But the fact he's looking in a window, I think he's just doing NPC stuff. I mean, he might as well just be doing T-pose or something. Yeah, but unless he's looking in the window. So I mean, I've seen Terminator where they come through the window. Who knows? But that is Rattlesnake, and that's a whole different story for next year.
Yeah, that's going to be fun though when kind of we can start putting things and content into the game that hints at certain things or foreshadows or is a hidden gem treasure.
We might have already done that.
Yeah, we've done a decent amount, but like when we can actually spend some time and spread it throughout the realm, it'll be cool. And we will. Okay. Next question is from Lord of the Corn. While in Glimpse of Fear, I noticed the quantum bear's innards were somewhat visible. Shout out to the art team. The question is, are the artists building innards for the animals and fish so when we hunt, nature is true to life? This show is PG, right?
Well, before I answer that, if you made it this far in the video, which you all have, please, like Josh said, like and comment. Let's get 10,000 likes and comments on this. But share your thoughts on what we've done this year and what you're looking forward to next year. That'll be good. But back to the questions. It is PG, but we are also there's a survival element to living in Cornucopias. We've already talked about the terror that still exists on the earth. We've talked about quantum monsters, and we know everybody's kind of will be living in paradise, or so they think. We're within Cornucopias, so there's definitely going to be conflict. There's definitely going to be bits of not too much gore. I mean, if you go and stand in front of them and look at them too much, then yeah. But I think when you're in front of one of these monsters, you won't really have time to look at its guts. You'll be too busy slashing or shooting at it. So it is. We're not going to push. There isn't going to be too much gore, so there's not going to be blood and everything spatting everywhere. But there definitely is going to be combat. There's definitely going to be areas where you can have teams of raiding. There's such a variety of stuff that you don't have to participate in all of them. If you just want to go and build up your land and do a little bit of farming, a little bit of fishing, a little bit of mining, participate on the outside of that, you can do. If you want to do that, plus build up your home base, go combat, go and fight the terror, go and do all this other stuff that the lore will unfold. Learn about the architects, especially Architect 13. We will talk about more and more of the lore. You know what one of the things that that we asked before, what we're looking forward to. I am really looking forward to when we have the questing system where people are actually working through. So and we will have some basic quests. Go and do this. Go and collect 10 apples or whatever. We'll have those basic ones, but we'll also have really complicated quests where you'll build up and as we're in seasons, there'll be a theme to the season where people either be working together or you'll see the land evolve, and all this I think will start to unfold next year. You'll see the beginnings of this as we move into alpha, the alpha release. And yeah, we have an amazing foundation so far. To some people it's taken a time. To us, 3 years have just flown past. I mean, it's been more than 3 years now, but only really a couple of years since we've actually been developing on UE5. And what's coming next year in terms of gameplay, like David said, in terms of gameplay, and as the Unreal Engine develops, I cannot wait for next year's review. And I know a blink of an eye, we'll be doing next year's review. We'll probably be on episode 200 or something like that of Copi Cafe. We might not get that far, but we'll be getting pretty close to it.
It'd be around 160.
Yeah. And yeah.
So I agree. I completely agree. And I think that was the final question.
Yeah. We might as well pack up then. If we're packing up, we can go. We can do a final summary with a hat.
Okay. All right. So to you guys, our community, you have hung out with us through thick and thin, through tough times in the bear. The market has been bearish since Cornucopias was started. Mm-hmm. This is our first time that we get to go into a bull cycle, and there's so many fun things that are coming with that. Hopefully, we've got better regulatory environment, ETFs coming through. There's all sorts of the Cardano's coming to maturity. We're with a new base chain. Anyway, to you guys, our community, we're very grateful to you for hanging in there with us and in some of the tougher times, and for just being a part and being a bright light in what we do, and for all the positivity and the engagement in Discord, and how you guys spread the word and help us to get new people involved, and how you bring new people in, and you're friendly and welcoming to the new people that come in. So we're really grateful to you guys. And, if anything, the year-end review and the preview of next year, that's for all of y'all, just to, keep you in the loop and thank you. And the other way that we can thank you is by continuing to do what we do, because we have been all working really hard, and we will continue to do so. This is a big vision. We got another 10 years to go, but this next year, the game is going to come into it's mature. Like, the game is also coming to maturity. we're going to be able to add so much content and so many game loops that it will be a real game that we can market to mainstream gamers as well. So it's going to be a fun year, and we're excited to have you guys in there with us. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we've got a big world. We got a big world with Solace, but Esperanza's coming pretty quickly next year, and Fortune's coming, and that world now needs filling. It needs filling with players. It needs filling with content, and it needs filling with gameplay. And that is 2025, which officially will be the year of the corn. Just like this
Another year
was.
of the corn, indeed.
Next year
All right,
is
well,
the
thank
year
you
of
all
the
for
corn.
watching,
Yep.
and happy holidays.
Indeed.
We'll see you in 2025.
Happy holidays. Bye bye.
I don't care what you say.